Y'all want to see a dead body?
You know, this revolution is filled with so many ironies, really. First, you tell us that it is manly to keep your word, right? If you are a man, you keep your word. And now all of the black people in this country are demanding, and even the black people in the whole world are demanding, is that you keep your word. You told us we were free. Well, then show us that we're free. You told us that there is justice, equality for all in this country. Well, then stick to your word and let us see the justice and equality for all. Or else admit to us that you're not a man, you're a bird, you're afraid of us, you're afraid to give us equal stand. You're afraid that if you give us equal ground, that we will match you and we will override you.
Y'all want to see a dead body? Y'all want to see a dead body?
You can kill all the black folks you want, baby, but you will not kill the freedom of black folks. It's coming. We're going to get it. We fought every one of your damn lousy wars, baby, and you give us nothing. Now the war is going to be here, but we're going to be free. Now you kill you want to, but we kill too.
Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Actually, it's good morning still. We're right before noon. I really didn't want to do this, but because of where we are, I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring this. This is just, to me, it's hurtful. I'm starting to see folks already just, we got to pray about it. We got to pray about it. We got to pray about it. I get it. And I'm not going to crap on anybody about praying, because that's not what this is about. Because I think we all understand when people say that we've got to pray and we've got to stay together. I think we all understand what that means. Appreciate everybody that's in here early, anybody that's going to check out this live, anybody that's going to check out this playback. I'm doing these things for reasons that other people aren't. I mean, let's just be honest, you know, we ain't gonna stay there, but I'm literally doing these things because other people aren't doing these things. Let me go in and get a little bit of presence here. Appreciate everybody that's in here earlier. Sister Fate, Free, Michigans, Jasmine, Virgo. Appreciate y'all saying hello. Good afternoon. Yes, the villager is on deck and I am at work and we're about to do this. I'm not gonna stay in here 2-3 hours. I ain't got that time today. You know, we got some other things on the horizon that's hopefully going to help curb this, because the individuals in play, Ann Arbor Police, Ypsilanti Police Department, Washtenaw County Sheriff's Office, they're not really having success with recidivism. So we're going to try some things to keep the kids from having to go into their recidivism programs. And as far as any of the other deputized, anointed neighborhood watch groups, peace and power to you, and help your people out, help your benefactors out, help your people that have put you in play, help them out. They need y'all's help. Put them orange jumpsuits on, orange hoodies, orange t-shirts, them San Francisco logos, put all that shit on, band up, you know, because one thing that I do know right now, this is not just about having manpower on the streets. This is not about having manpower on the streets. And I don't want anybody to believe that this is that we need more police or that we need to defund the police. I mean, let's be honest. If we had no police at all, where do you think we'd be? We've got plenty of police right now, and where are we? So defunding them, having less officers on the street, that ain't gonna help. The root of the problem is not the kids that are out here killing. It's not the young males that are out here killing, because everybody ain't a kid. And we had like a 35-year-old shoot a 39-year-old last week. Had a 30-year-old get shot last night. I haven't heard about that suspect's age there, but the suspect that shot the 4 kids earlier this week, I heard he's a young male. So they're not all kids shooting, and they're not all, you know, babies. And when you pick that gun up, at some point, you're not a baby no more. You're not a baby. But the one thing that I don't believe that the police is doing, and I'm gonna give them this one, you know, because I'm not a part of no police agency. I didn't apply for no ARPA funds to do no type of policing around my community. If y'all not on social media, y'all not doing no investigating anyway, because the killers are on social media. The murderers are absolutely on social media. Allegedly. I've seen posts, I've had things sent to me with pictures of kids with guns in their hands talking about this was used on so-and-so. I ain't gonna bring out no names and no victims, because that's not what I'm here for. That's not what I do. Top of the afternoon to you, Shreya. So I'm looking at this the way I always look at things. Clear lens. 11 days, 7 shot, 4 killed, 0 arrest. Okay, that's what I'm looking at this as. 11 days, 7 shot, 4 killed, 0 arrest. Who got next? I mean, this is why I don't buy into when they just sit in our communities and talk that babble about how we got a hold on this crime. We're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, and we're gonna have this 3-on-3 tournament. We're gonna have this picnic. That shit don't work. Kids are already bad at that point. And I'm not saying they're bad kids. I'm just saying they're bad at that point. because it starts at the parents. It doesn't start at the children. It starts at the parents. And you know, if the kids ain't got resources, what kind of resources do you think the parents have? These kids aren't coming from middle class, upper middle class homes that are doing these things. And if they are coming from homes where the parents have a substantive living and they're providing for their children, then we definitely got to hold those parents accountable. Because why your kids out here wilding? Why your kid up in an IG shot holding 240 cals? Why your kid talking about he's smoking on the pack of the name of the kid that he shot? So yes, I fault you first. Before I'm gonna go with a kid, I'm gonna fault the parent. I'm gonna fault the parent. I'm gonna fault the grandparents. I'm gonna fault the big brothers, the big sisters, the aunts, the uncles, the everybody. Before I fault the kid. But right now, where we are right now, 11 days in, 7 shot, 4 killed, 0 arrests. Who's got next? Who's got next? That's where I'm at with this. They got me shadow banned out there. You say you was just able to find me. I should be all over the place on the book. The Villager on Deck. Make sure you subscribe to the Villager on Deck YouTube channel. Ain't nobody subscribed to it. I got less than 20 subscribers on that YouTube channel, but that's okay because that channel gonna come down eventually too. Somebody already talked about build me a whole platform, and they were like, man, they just need to come to your website. Forget all these YouTubes and these Patreons. That people just need to be coming to you direct. You need to be live and direct. So we're gonna be working on that stuff too, because the censorship, the shadow banning, the blocking, and all that stuff, that's to keep the message from getting out. That's from keeping they let all that goofy shit you ain't seen one BET Awards post get blocked yet, have you? You ain't seen nothing get blocked where it's us the youngin' that shot the dude who was beating up his mother. You ain't seen none of them posts come down, as they shouldn't, because I totally condone that behavior. I salute that youngin'. I salute that youngin' for peeling his helmet back. You ain't gonna just walk up on my mama and hit my mama square on in the face repeatedly without severe repercussions. He went to that restaurant for a burger and earned his wings. I've been seeing that all over, and I will repeat that. Keep your hands to yourself. If she was giving you some business verbally, you give her some business back verbally. Get your food, get your woman, and you get out the spot. You looked up to the sky and said, I swear on my grandmama, if you say one more thing, I'm knocking you out. Now you with your grandmama, nigga. Keep your hands to yourself. The fuck is wrong with you, punk? If their parents aren't healthy, then the babies aren't either. Absolutely. See, they want to talk mental health. They want to talk mental health of the children, but how come ain't nobody talking mental health of the parents? How come ain't nobody talking mental health of the grandparents? How come ain't nobody talking about the surroundings in which they live in, the environments which they live in? I ain't seen one Democratic politician from Washtenaw County step up to say shit. But let me give you something. No, let me give you this. Let me give you this. Hold on one second. Let me give you this. Just so y'all see where I'm at. I'm gonna be fair today. Because I'm gonna give y'all all this business that I got right now. What you say there? Parents not paying attention to what their children are doing. Nope. We understand all that. Let me cut the bed real quick. And I want to bring something up. We're going to take this out. I'm going to bring this up, add this to the stream. Give me one quick second there. Hold on one second. Bam. Can y'all see that? Hopefully y'all can see that. That is the sheriff candidate, Derek Jackson. He is on TV a couple days ago after the shooting of the 4 individuals, the 3 brothers and the youngin', where 2 died, unfortunately, in that situation. And I want y'all to listen to what he says. And then I'm going to cook on what he says. I'm not here to condemn it, but I'm just here to cook on it. Give me one quick second. Appreciate anybody that's launching into the chat right now. I'll get back to your comments in a minute. We're going to take facts down, and then we'll start with Tam's chat right there in a second. Appreciate y'all. Give me one second. Let me get this up. Bam. Bam.
Were also injured. The tragedy affecting the Washtenaw County deputy sheriff on a personal level.
Three of them, the three brothers, they grew up down the street from me. So for the time they were babies, I've known them. And so obviously this is the work that I do around trying to impact violence and stop retaliatory violence. But when it hits this close to home, it's sad.
A 15-year-old were also injured.
Listen again.
The tragedy affecting the Washtenaw County deputy sheriff on a personal level.
Three of them, the three brothers, they grew up down the street from me. So for the time they were babies, I've known them. And so obviously this is the work that I do around trying to impact violence and stop retaliatory violence. But when it hits this close to home, it's sad.
A 15-year-old were
Okay. So what the sheriff candidate, who is the community engagement officer for the Washtenaw County Sheriff's Office, said, three of the youngins, the 19-year-old, the 16-year-old, and the 14-year-old, they grew up down the street from him. He's known them since they were babies. They grew up down the street from him. He's known them since they were babies. Okay? One of them got killed. Two of them are going to be devastated for the rest of their lives. So community mental health just got two new patients right there. Right there. One's to the morgue, and they got two new patients. Who from community mental health has been out to that home since they got shot? He used to work for the Ozone House. Has he sent people from the Ozone House out to that family? It didn't really look like he was on the grounds. I haven't seen him do any interviews on the grounds. I have seen some people out there praying in the courtyard and whatnot. I heard they had a prayer vigil last night. So I have seen that, but where is the presence of the police? Now, understanding he is the sheriff's candidate, but he's not police. He is a certified police officer because he went through the police academy, but he's not police. Okay, he's not boots on the ground. Okay, so I get his position. He's trying to win a sheriff's race right now. So he's campaigning for sheriff. That's why he did that interview right then. He didn't do that interview just because those three kids grew up down the street from him, because if that was the case, that interview would have happened in that courtyard. That interview would have happened in their living room. See, there's a purpose why people are doing what they're doing. And he's a part of the Washtenaw County Democratic Party wheel. I get that. And if you're a part of the Washtenaw County Democratic Party wheel, then you are indeed a Washtenaw County Democratic shill. See, I get that. I understand that. I get where he's coming from. All right. And I know a lot of people don't like the fact that I get where they're coming from, but that's why I say what I say. That's why I do what I do. And that's why we're 11 days in, 7 shot, 4 killed, and 0 arrest. What you say there, Tam? We need to get back to an actual community that is willing to be okay with other adults telling kids to check themselves in. The 90s, my friends and parents would snatch me up if I was out of bounds. Yeah, see, that's over. That's over. Them days are gone. See, you not only have parents that will check you for checking their kid, you got parents out here, they'll go get a gun if you say something to their kids. Yeah, it takes a village. All that takes a village shit, that's been gone. This thing needs to be imploded and rebuilt. And it's not with defunding police. It's not with putting more police on the street. Everybody needs an eval. Everybody. Now, if community mental health want to do something, they need to start coming out to these locations, these cooperatives, these apartment complexes, go to their community buildings, offices, or whatever, and start setting up and start doing psych evals of every parent, every kid, and put a file together. If y'all want progress, you got to start somewhere. They're trying to start in the middle. They're trying to start in the middle with their processes and get to the end. You can't do that. We need to know psychiatric evaluations on everybody, starting with the parents. If there's grandparents in the house, starting with because some of these people aren't even fit to have these kids around. And I ain't trying to lift no kids up out of nobody's house, but some people aren't fit to be parents. Some people aren't fit to be in parental roles. They shouldn't even be around children. But Washtenaw County don't care about that. That's how they employ the people that they employ. That's how they deputize the people that they deputize. You learn a lot by reading. And boy, my edition of the Ann Arbor Independent this morning, it was thorough. So, would you say they're free? Hold on. Nope. He gone now. Appreciate you, Fritz. Appreciate you, Sister Faith. Oh, turn up the audio? Okay. Oh, you know what? Okay, I appreciate that. You letting me know. You letting me know my stuff was off. Okay, I got you. Thank you very much. I forget that bed once I come back in. Appreciate that. Yeah, we are not in a position right now where we can just pick up and go. We got to break this thing all the way down and start over. And I'm not here to talk strategy with Washtenaw County because Washtenaw County knows who I am. They know where I am. And I'm on the outside looking in. I get it. And have never really aspired to work with Jerry or Derek or any of them clowns, period. Because I already see what they're doing. They're Democratic shills. I see what they do. They like to parade around in front of the white women of Washtenaw County voters and things like that and show everything that they're doing to the black community. And don't none of them people come over to the black community. Don't none of them white women of Washtenaw County voters come over to the black community. When y'all seen one of them in Sugarbrook? When y'all seen one of them in the Green? When y'all seen one of them, in the Run, anywhere, Westwell, anywhere. They don't come see y'all. But they'll endorse y'all when they're ready to give up some grant money. Yeah, keep that crime over there. Keep that over there. But see, all that parading and all that shit, that's going to stop when one of theirs gets killed. That's going to stop. The only reason they don't have no issues because it ain't happening in their community. It ain't happening in their neighborhood. When you deputize criminals and say, go stop crime, okay. That's like shining your shoes with sandpaper. I get lived experiences. I understand the whole lived experience concept. I get that. But then when you elevate them and say, hey, they're role models in our community, okay, can we be more silly with our commentary? Does anybody know what the definition of a role model is? I'm a convicted felon, and I will say, first and foremost, full-throated, I am not a role model. I don't want no kid following after me. I don't want no kid following after me. I've always told my own children, and it will tell my grandchildren, you gotta be better than me. You can't share the intellect that I had and do the same things that I did. That means I failed. That means I failed. If you do the same shit that I did when I was young, that means I failed. I don't know how anybody else thinks. I think that way. I'm not saying about the mamas. I'm not saying about other grandmamas. No. I failed. If you do the same shit that I did when I was young, I failed. And I ain't got a long sheet. I just got a dumb sheet. But you got kids walking around the neighborhood,
Y'all want to see a dead body?
Yeah, that's what kids doing. We back in that mode. It's not even a thing for a kid to see somebody get killed anymore. Yes, it's devastating. Yes, it's hurtful. Yes, it's going to affect them. But it's become commonplace for kids to pick up guns and get out here and get the popping off. And the 4 kids that got shot, I heard it was over some girls. It was over some of y'all little daughters' dirty little vaginas. And I see more amping up from the young girls getting these hyped up hormonal kids. You gonna let some girl take you out to paint for the next 20, 30? When she'll be with somebody before you're arraigned. That's what these young boys don't understand. You up here trying to defend the honor, which there is no honor. You trying to defend the honor of some girl, and she will be with another little boy before you get arraigned, chump. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And that comes from the lack of parenting. And I'm not going to say it's single parenting. I'm not even going to say it's dual parenting. It's just parenting, period. You don't never let your kid put a vagina or a penis in front of their freedom. But now y'all laud that. Y'all think it's cute to have these kids out here, you know, locking up, linking up, dropping them off over at the movie theater, coming back 4 or 5 hours later. They just walking back up into the movie theater because they didn't go to the movie theater. They was over on the berm over there on Ellsworth or behind the movie theater near 94, bumping they little dirty uglies. Ain't enough parenting out here. Ain't enough guidance out here. And we damn sure ain't got no village raising kids no more. I'm not for the facade. I'm not for the bullshit. And just so everybody understands, 11 days, 7 shot, 4 killed, 0 arrest. Okay? Okay? On Father's Day, a young brother was shot over in Cobble Creek, 39 years old. That was on Father's Day. That was the 18th. Okay. 7 days ago, there was someone shot in Arrowwood. Now, you've only probably seen the video of them popping off and running around the cars and shooting car windows out and stuff like that. They don't talk about somebody being shot in that one, but there was absolutely somebody shot in that one. And if he hadn't had one of them big mop top dudes, he probably would have been dead because it fried his hair. It fried all that nappy shit they be wearing up on their head. Yeah. But they don't talk about that. They don't talk about a shooting victim over there. Okay. Then after that, they actually apprehended 2 of the individuals who were involved and let them go. Does anybody know that? Does anybody know that they had 2 in their midst at AAPD and let them go? I bet you don't know that because they don't want to talk about that. But you know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this because I got sent this. I got sent this. Yeah, the Father's Day shooting, he's in jail. We got that. But we talking about the Arrowwood shooting. Yeah, the 35-year-old that shot the 39-year-old, he's in jail. But over in Arrowwood, that shooting, they haven't made any arrests. And look how important it is to them. Notice, town hall cancellation. Dear members, we were planning to hold a town hall meeting this evening to discuss the shooting incident that took place on June 22nd. Unfortunately, the Ann Arbor police detectives involved in the investigation are not available to come talk to Arrowwood membership today. So we need to cancel this meeting. We are working with the Ann Arbor Police Department to reschedule it for next week. We apologize for the inconvenience and appreciate your patience and we figured out a new date for this important conversation. Well, you said you're going to work to do it next week, but they need to figure out a new date in the next sentence. You see how this shit comes about? We're going to reschedule it for next week, but we apologize for the inconvenience and appreciate your patience as we figure out a new date for this important conversation. It must not be that important because AAPD didn't come out. Who says the AAPD detectives who are working on the case have to come out? I wouldn't expect them to come out, but I would expect some presence from the interim chief, from other higher ups in the Ann Arbor Police Department to come out and let the community know what their measures of planning will be. But ain't nobody coming out. How come Jerry ain't sent none of his people over there? It ain't like the WCSO doesn't have jurisdiction to fuck around in the whole county. Okay. My baby just said, there is a wasp up here by the patio. I'm too scared to kill it. Just letting you know. Okay. I got it. I ain't gonna say it's just because I got girls, right? I ain't gonna say it's just because I got girls. It is what it is. It is what it is. So, but yeah, that's what's going on right there. That's what's popping off right there in Ann Arbor That's how much they care. The detectives said that they can't come out. Well, the detectives don't need to come out. There just needs to be some type of community engagement officer, maybe like a Derek Jackson who works for WCSO. How come Derek Jackson couldn't go over to Arrowwood and meet with the membership? Why does it have to be Ann Arbor Police Department? He can get versed on what it is and then let people know, because Derek Jackson is too busy running for sheriff right now. That's what Derek Jackson is doing. He's busy running for sheriff and being the Don Corleone for the Supreme Felons. That's what Derek is doing. Joyce Marie Burroughs, Jeanette Burroughs, Jordan. Oh, you must be tagging folks. Okay, how you doing, Kathy? Can you please explain your comment about the white woman not coming out to the certain neighborhoods? Absolutely. So back on April Fool's Day, and I'm pretty sure I got the date right? It was April Fool's Day. They had a Washtenaw County Democratic Party meeting in front of a whole bunch of white folks. And it was the Washtenaw County, I call it the white women of Washtenaw County Democratic Party, because that's mostly what it is. It's a lot of white women that get together and what they do is they actually have these meetings and they talk about the things that are going on in the certain communities. Now, for this day, this is the day that they wanted to introduce the Supreme Felons and other, rehabilitated, reformed, reshaped, re-entered, just all the re's to the community. And all of them were up there on the stage, on the panel with Derek Jackson and Jerry Clayton, the Felons and Ellie Savage, and all of them, they were all up there. And they were in front of a whole bunch of white folks, which I get. I totally get, because this is what you got to do. Black folks is what, 10% in Washtenaw County? So I know you're going to perform in front of a bunch of white folks, so I get that. But none of these people come to the communities. None of these people come to the community. White women, white men, they don't come to these communities to see what's really popping off. They don't really come to the communities to see what they can do. And you've got community mental health workers in these factions of people. You've got psychologists, you've got psychiatrists, you've got all types of mental health people, but they don't come to the black communities to do these things. Black neighborhoods, I shouldn't say black communities. Let me get that right. We ain't got no communities in Ann Arbor or Ypsilanti. We've got neighborhoods that are densely populated with black folks. That's what we got. Let's stop fooling ourselves. We don't have black communities. I'm getting texts. Hold on, y'all. I'm getting texts. Everybody ain't into the message. We have a meeting. No, I won't be able to be there for that. And I get the mission. I get the mission. They want to talk about the gun violence. I want to talk about resources. Okay, I don't want to talk about 3-on-3 tournaments. I don't want to talk about picnics. Okay, I don't want to talk about any of that stuff. I want to talk about resources. I want to talk about, let's start with the families, because I can't get the kid if I can't get the parent. And like I said, we ain't gonna talk strategies up in here. We got to let what's happening happen until we can make it stop. But the people that are already in play, y'all got plans, right? Y'all know what y'all doing, right? Y'all can get into the nooks and crannies of the neighborhoods, right? Get into the nooks and crannies of the neighborhood and find these mutts that are shooting folks. We got one in custody, so I need to alter that. There has been one arrest. There was one arrest. The 35-year-old that was shot on Father's Day. On Father's Day, a father of 4 was shot on Father's Day. Ain't nobody talking about that. Ain't nobody talking about them 4 babies. What type of mental health wellness checks do they need? 4 babies lost their daddy on Father's Day. Who's talking about that? Ain't nobody talking about that. Yeah, it was April Fool's Day. Then they had another one right at the beginning of May. So they paraded the felons out. They wanted them to show, what they gonna do and this, that, and the other. And they brought out a whole bunch of bold ass stats that they really can't prove, because crime is not down in 197 and 198. It ain't down in 105, 103, 104, 105, 107, 108. It ain't down in nowhere. Crime is up. Crime is up. I have been to every black community in Ypsilanti trying to support community events. You have. You absolutely have. But that's because you're a part of the community, Tam. That's because you're a part of the community. See, it's different when you're a part of the community, but it's kind of hard to take somebody out of the Stonebridge community and tell them to come on over there. It's kind of hard to take somebody out of Barton Hills and tell them to come on over there. It's kind of hard to take somebody out of one of them northeast side homes and come on down to the Willow, come on down to the Run, come on down to Apple Ridge, just that. No. That's too difficult. They ain't coming to the Green. They ain't coming to Sugarbrook. They ain't coming. But what they will do is they'll go over to the Washtenaw County building and have a nice meeting for y'all. They'll have coffee and donuts and everything. And they'll parade out people that say they can help. But how you gonna help with no plan? Jerry ain't had a plan in 14 years. Derek is a community engagement officer, and he's worked under Jerry the whole time. My Brother's Keeper done had about what, four different lead changes, and all they've produced out of that is a rap album. I ain't got nobody from My Brother's Keeper on the force. Running Ypsi, running Ann Arbor. He should have had somebody be ready for chief of police in Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor's got an interim police chief. You got anybody that's graduated from the My Brother's Keeper program, that's went through police academy and whatnot, and they could qualify to be the chief of Washtenaw County? I'm sorry, the chief of Ann Arbor Police? No, because you're not focused on that. Absolutely. They're essential, and it's detrimental if we don't get them. But they sending money in different directions that don't need to be sent. Anybody from the county been out to check on his babies, is my understanding. And you know these people personally. We're not guessing. You know that man personally. I know that for a fact. Absolutely, Kathy. It's sad. But it's worse than sad because they know better. Jerry used to go around talking about the guns that was getting into the neighborhoods was coming from unlocked car doors. That's what Jerry was talking about. He used to talk about that all the time, that the actual guns that were on the street, they were coming from kids pulling car doors and finding guns. Everybody was just leaving their pistol in their car. That's where the guns was coming from. Motherfucker, are you crazy? Yes, it is. We need you back here. There was another shooting in the Green? Damn. I ain't up on that one. I thought it was, I know there was one in International from what I heard. But yeah, we are where we are. We are where we are. And where we are is 11 days, 7 shot, 4 killed, and correction, 1 arrest. 1 arrest. We have 1 arrest. He was arrested. He's in jail. And from what I'm hearing, they trying to get him bail. A cold-blooded killing. They're trying to get him out. They're trying to set bail for him. Trying to figure out a bail. What are you going to do? Put an ankle bracelet on him? You gonna put an ankle bracelet on somebody that got killed in cold blood? And you know it was cold blood? It wasn't no accident. It wasn't no self-defense. You said the other gentleman did not have a gun on him. I don't know what he normally carried, but he did not have a weapon on him. So there was no firing from firing back. If anybody knows different, please feel free to contact me. I have no problem with talking to you about this. But I've been getting countless posts screenshotted and sent to me. I've been getting these things sent to me over and over and over and over. Give me one quick second. Got an essential text coming in right now. It's definitely different from back in the day when we were coming up as kids. It is. I mean, we just don't, and I don't expect things to be the same. I really don't. I understand that the foundations of families is totally different. The family dynamic is totally different than what it was back in the day. And I know people get tired of me always saying back in the day, in my day, back when I was young. I know people get tired of it. I get it. because it don't sound normal to some of the people that are out here. I got the text, but I'm live now, and I will be probably for about another 20 minutes, maybe, but I'll take care of it. So I'm getting people texting me that's not gonna put some of this stuff in the comment section. I get it. I totally get it. So I don't know how a lot of people feel when I say these things. I don't say them as an invite. So when I say people don't understand what our people are going through in these densely populated areas, you know, these under-resourced areas, these underserved areas, and actually people think they're over-policed. Obviously they're not over-policed, because if they were over-policed, then we might have some arrest. But from what a lot of people do tell me is they don't like that white woman, you know, savior behavior coming through the neighborhood, because that's what they like to try to put on white folks when they come into the densely populated areas, that they coming in as a savior. I get that. I do get that. And that's what I have warned people who have tried to get into politics and said, look, you can't be nobody's savior, and you're not even trying to be nobody's savior. But what you are trying to be is you are trying to be a viable cog in the community and be able to spread out what you know. And I like to use this word on a positive sense, because you rarely hear it on a positive sense. You need to infect people with what you know with positive planning, because right now there is no positive planning. And what they like to do is they like to parade a lot of white politicians out. Some of them actually have melanin in their skin, but they white too. Let me just say what it is. Let me just be where it is, because I ain't gonna be here long. I ain't got no time to cut teeth on this thing. So if what did Foley say? He said I was looking black and talking white. Okay. So what are y'all, when y'all dancing up there with Jeff Irwin and Annie Somerville and all these white politicians, you know, and just, I get you grabbing the bag. And that's why I said I'm not gonna say nothing about nobody grabbing the bag, because hustlers gonna hustle. Hustlers gonna hustle. So what the felons do and how much money they get don't make me a bit of difference. I couldn't care less about that shit. But as far as when they parade around with white politicians, and all white politicians want to do is basically extend the free turkey runs, you know, the free food runs, the 3-on-3 tournaments, you know, we'll give you some money to help you clean up the park. What you cleaning up the park for? So you're giving the criminals a free run to leave some of that trash in the park and shit. So maybe they'll slip on some damn Twizzler wrappers or something, you know? I mean, you know, I don't understand how so much emphasis is put on shit that really does not matter at the end of the day. Y'all know these communities stay under-resourced after you do all the minuscule bullshit, and they know it too. See, it ain't just the white people that know. The black ones who are in cahoots with them, they know too. But they gonna do what they gonna do. Hustle's gonna hustle. Hustlers gonna hustle. Brother Carl, what's good with you today? Some of us white people live in these neighborhoods. That's why I said you're different, Tam. You can't take these statements as a blanketed situation. You live in the community, therefore you understand the dynamic. And let me just put it out here. Tam ain't no wigger. Okay, she ain't no wigger. Y'all already know what that word means. I don't need to really expound on that. Y'all know what wigger is. Tam ain't no wigger. Okay. I didn't mean to really put your business out there like that, Tam, but I know you ain't. Because we do have some wiggers out here. Wigger, please. It is what it is, bro. I call shots where shots are. I call shots where shots are. So, I appreciate that. But yeah, man, I am just in a different space where all of these things are concerned. I'm in a different space because I do remember when it wasn't like this. I'm not saying there was no violence when I was growing up. There was plenty of violence out here. But there was a way to get that shit capped off, and that's when the communities work together. That's when folks talk to one another. Hell, you can talk to somebody fast, and you could talk to somebody back in the day. You used to have to get somebody's phone number, and hopefully it was the right number. Then you called them, and you hope that they had call waiting or an answering machine. Now with these smartphones, if you can't catch them on a text, you can catch them on Facebook. You can't catch them on Facebook, you can catch them on Instagram. You can't catch them on Instagram, you can catch them on Twitter. You can catch somebody a whole lot faster than you can catch them back in the 80s, back in the 90s. You can catch somebody instantaneously. That's why I know I'm not the only person that's seeing these posts, that the actual shooters that have been involved in these things are on social media, giving themselves up. But the people of Arrowwood got to deal with this. The people of Arrowwood got to deal with cancellations by the Ann Arbor Police Department because they just too busy. I don't know why they're so busy. They ain't been solving no crimes nowhere else. I've talked to proprietors. I've talked to other citizens in Ann Arbor. And the police will give them a case number. Don't even come out to some things. Just give them the case number to follow up on. Another open investigation. They can have suspects and they still won't investigate. But when they have two suspects in their midst, they let them go. They let them go. Understanding, I believe one was a minor, one was an adult age. And I say adult age because I don't think any of these kids is grown. I don't think any of them is grown. That 35-year-old man that shot the 39, they grown. Okay, they heading towards 40. But you took a 39-year-old man away from his 4 kids on Father's Day. You got to do all them days, dog. You got to do all them days, but they up here shuffling around to see if they can get him a bail. Why? So he can break camp? He's got to know he's going to do all them days. And if they let him out, he gone. Y'all know I don't sit up here and try to endorse people going to jail. I don't endorse people going to jail. I don't endorse people, doing things where law enforcement, can have them shackles on them, whether it be in jail, house arrest, tether, all that stuff. No. I don't believe in all that. I don't want that. But wrong is wrong. If you unjustifiably kill somebody, you got to go. You got to go, dog. But they know right now in the eastern part of Washtenaw County, they do some things. They might just get a bail. This is unheard of. They've got him. They know he did it, but you're trying to figure out whether you can let him out or not. Okay. I get it. But yeah, we don't have to be so long in this one. Where I wanted to be was very direct, because what I see right now, and we are literally at the 29th day of June. Come on, man. 29th day of June. What do we think is going to happen by the 29th of July, by the 29th of August? What do we think is going to happen? We think it's going to get better? I mean, it's already hot. You can't breathe outside. Well, you shouldn't be breathing outside. Not too long. They say the air quality is bad. To the point where you shouldn't even be outside for extended period of times. How the hell are these kids staying outside? Why ain't they inside? A lack of resources. Where I don't really endorse the whole, we gonna have a basketball tournament. We gonna try to figure this out. No. Where I don't normally endorse that, hell, open up the schools. Let them come to the schools. Let them be in the schools. And you know what? If you got to frisk them at the door, frisk them at the door. You got to make sure they ain't got no weapons when they come into the building. Do what you got to do. You only making sense. You're not singling nobody out. You're not making nobody feel bad, you know. And I know people catch guilt trips. Why, you think I got a gun? Yeah, I do think you got a gun. You've been known to carry the blick. You got to get up out of here. So either I can frisk you and you can come in and shoot hoops, or and play some of these board games, or do whatever we're gonna be doing in here, video games, whatever, or you stay outside. But if you stay outside because you won't let me frisk you, there'll be somebody outside with a badge that's gonna want to talk to you too. I'm tired of this shit. Tired of it. Brother John Henry, what's good with you? So yeah, I don't endorse all you know, just basically trying to placate these kids. But what I do think is you got to make sense somewhere. And if y'all got access to the buildings, y'all say y'all got the felons. If y'all got the felons, get the felons in the school buildings, open up the school buildings, have kids coming in there doing stuff. Everybody can't stuff inside of Park Ridge. Everybody can't go inside of Park Ridge. I know Washtenaw County, you know, got that on lock over there. And Washtenaw County Community College got that on lock over there. Take them over to that Washtenaw County Community College gym over there. Take them on over there. How come y'all ain't doing that? Where are y'all at with these things? Absolutely. Appreciate you, Free. I ain't seen nobody hit the like button yet. People in here, but they ain't hitting that like button yet. You know, we got a lot of bookers in here. Hopefully somebody hit that like button. Let me know that what I'm saying is fruitful. What I'm saying is believable. Whether you think so or not, it's all the truth. It's all the truth. And if it wasn't the truth, y'all know I'd be out of here in 30 seconds. They'd be dialing up Facebook. Listen to this. Just listen to this. This is slanderous. They put a cease and desist on me. I'm already shadow banned. I'm already getting blocked once a week. I'm already getting restricted once a week. Kai Stone in the building. Kai and the family Stone. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, John Henry. You one of the only people over there on YouTube. I know you're lonely. I know you're lonely over there on YouTube, so you can come in this Facebook chat. Ain't no problem. I don't know what it is about that Villager on Deck channel. Some people say they can't even see the channel. They can't find the channel, but I'm going to get all that optimized and everything like that. I got some young energy coming in to work with me on that stuff. You know, they see what I'm doing out here, so they want to help me move in this space. Really do some different things. Because I told them, I was like, look, man, I'm about the content. I can press the buttons. I know what goes where and why, but I'm really about the content. I get you. I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, man, what we're doing now at this point, what we're doing is we're trying to hold on to something that I feel personally. I think we're trying to hold on to something that's just not going to happen. People praying, I get it. I'm not crapping on nobody that prays. That's not what I do. You can hold hands, you can pray, you can hymn, you can sing. That brings people comfort. I get that. I get that part of it all. But the next level up is the resources that are not in these communities. And that starts with the parents. It don't start just with the kids popping off these guns, or the young males popping off these guns, or the young girls popping off these guns. Hey, girls out here shooting too. I heard there was a girl that shot somebody over at the club over there on Michigan Ave. And somebody told me he was actually an activist, a current activist. I only hear these things. I've never been able to prove anything, so I ain't really said nothing about it. But one of the activists got shot, and she was a female. Maybe that's why they kept it quiet. I don't know. Appreciate that, Kai Stone, making me feel all official and everything. I know I miss out on a lot of that stuff, you know. I miss out on a lot of that stuff. I ain't all up into the super chats and please donate to this, that, and the other. But all that stuff's gonna have to happen, because to move these missions, it does take bread. But right now, what I'm doing right now, I'm just transferring energy. But once we get everything really lined up, then we're gonna be transferring resources, and I will call on the folks of the community. The county and the schools have rejected every proposal to offer other options for the kids in the summer. I just heard that the camp, and let me see, did I screenshot that? I don't think I screenshotted that. Dang it. That the parent was upset. No, I didn't screenshot it. The parent was upset because the camp got canceled because they said of the air quality. But then they got the kids out there waiting in the air, waiting for buses to come that didn't come. It was some craziness. I'm like, y'all can't email all the campers to let them know that they're not going to be going, so just to stay in the house, and you'll let them know when the camp will be open. Why you got them outside waiting for buses that aren't going to come for a camp that they're not going to go to? And this is in Ypsilanti. It's specifically Ypsilanti. I don't know anything about it, but it's like some grizzly camp. I don't know. I haven't gotten a lot of information, but I saw that it was an anonymous user, and I couldn't share it. So I thought I screenshot it, but I didn't get to it. We have been having a lot of 14 to 16-year-olds stealing cars and running from the police. Yeah, they got out here. They got the Kia boys. They got the Kia boys, and I think they got the Hyundai boys too. Same manufacturer, basically. The cars are made in the same place. And somewhere there's some type of glitch for you to be able to steal a Kia a lot easier than it is to steal other vehicles. Chrysler was the flavor that savored before, but now it's the Kia. So they got the Kia boys and the Hyundai boys out here. They out here stealing cars on a daily. And then they go do their dirt, dump the car, and be on to the next. I get it. I totally get it. But we've got to start with the parents. We got to start with the parents. Chucking up 3 balls ain't gonna get it. Seeing who can touch the net, touch the rim, dunk a ball, that ain't gonna get it. Having picnics ain't gonna get it. In Ann Arbor, 1 out of 2 kids are not doing math and reading efficiently. What do you think it is in Ypsilanti? What do you think it is in Ypsilanti? I have personally been to meetings where resources and volunteers were going to be provided and they wanted nothing to do with it. This is somebody that lives in the community. This is somebody that lives in the community. But you go right across the street and they'll tell you different. They'll tell you they got it on lock. They doing this. They getting up into the nooks and crannies. They got the sauce. We got the sauce, boss. We got the sauce. Okay. Was that hot or mild? What's that hot or mild sauce? What you got? And I know the way you're using that term, blame, the same way I'm using the term blame, not putting fault, saying y'all pushing y'all kids out here to shoot. But the parents need help. The parents need resources too. So yes, they can be faulted, they can be blamed, but they need to be helped too, y'all. They need to be helped too. A different breed of kid is being born. What worked for us is no longer an option. Absolutely not. No, it's absolutely not. I believe years and years and years. I can't get that right. Of us not being able to hold this thing together, it's finally starting to actually fall apart. We've tried. We've white-knuckled it. We've tried. I hate that term, but I use it anyway because I know what it means. But we've really tried, but our grip is gone. Our grip is gone. And now, basically, the people that are in control are ones that, yeah, to the white folks, it looks like they're doing a real good job over here. But that's because the white folks are looking from way, 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 way over there. They ain't in the communities. Good afternoon, Ken McGee. Another wake-up call from another dead kid. Yeah. This is why your campaign is so essential at this point. It's so essential. So I need people to be out here. Making sure that I'm putting this in the chat right now. That you showed up, I'm gonna show out. Make sure y'all hit that site. I need y'all to hit that site, okay? And check out Ken McGee for Washtenaw County Sheriff. I'm not telling you not to like nobody else. Just find your way to his site and tell me that you don't think he's a qualified candidate, that he's done things out here enough to where he could put this community back on its feet, because that's what we need. We don't need to be on our knees no more. We've been on our knees long enough as a county. We've been on our knees long enough. Yeah. So what I'm looking for smart people. Because I know people that are bought and sold. I get it. I know people that are bought and sold. They're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to say what they're going to say. I get it. But smart people will understand that if this continues, one of them shells going to come through their window. Somebody going to kick in their door. Somebody going to steal their car. Then you're going to be up in arms. We got to do something. We got to do something. Nah. Too late by then. Because now you in it. You compromise. You can't talk about it no more. The key to fighting recidivism is to never having the crime committed in the first place. That's the biggest key. And how do you do that? With resources. 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 Did I say resources? I said resources, right? 11 days, 7 shot, 4 killed, 1 arrest. My caption is incorrect. My caption is incorrect. There was one, and I knew that there had been 1 arrest because I had just talked to the individual about that. So I knew there was 1 arrest, but my caption was, it was already locked in. So yes, 1 arrest. That's not good. Especially when you say there was 10 kids in 1 car. I still don't know how they did that. But they had 10 kids in 1 car, got 2 apprehended in downtown Ann Arbor and let them go. The 4 kids were shot in a courtyard. Y'all know them apartments over there. They were shot in the courtyard. They got away. That shooter got away. I believe it was only 1 shooter that day. Knocked 4 down. 2 dead. Then last night, another youngin', 30 years old, I believe, dead. No suspect in custody for that one. Ann Arbor Police Department. Ypsilanti Police Department. Washtenaw County Sheriff's Office. And I'll slide Pittsfield Police up in there too, because they all in the mix too. What y'all gonna do out here? It's June 29th. June 29th. Ann Arbor Police Department canceling meetings with co-ops where shootings are happening. WCSO ain't in the paint the way they need to be where the shootings are happening. What about all them little press conferences? Derek Jackson, he used to have all them press conferences and stuff right after something happened. See, since he's been running for sheriff, he's been kind of busy. He's been having these lunch parties and these campaign stops and these visits and meeting people up in cigar bars and all kinds of stuff. I get it. Y'all on some different shit. Jerry's really out of the way at this point. He's just running his Cardinal group, making his bag from the county as he moonwalks his way up out the paint. I get it. But if this is what's going to be for Washtenaw County going forward, y'all deserve everything you get. If Ken McGee is not giving a good look, and you think that there's only 2 candidates in Washtenaw County, being Alicia Dyer and Derek Jackson, y'all deserve what you get. I already told you, I don't really have anything against Alicia. She's never done anything to me personally. We shared a cup of coffee one day, talked for a couple hours. I think she's a nice person. Do I think she deserves to be sheriff in this county? No. Do I think she deserves a spot somewhere within the county? Yes, because I think she has a good heart. But we just don't align on certain things. I'm fully endorsing re-enterers into society, but not to make them role models. Sorry, I can't do that. Can't do that. Can you be viable activists? Can you be viable advocates? Absolutely. But bank robbers, rapists, and murderers cannot be role models. By definition alone. By definition alone, it can't happen. Sports, clubs, camps, friends, neighborhoods, and neighbors were enough to keep us grounded. And they could have those things now. But if you look at the programs that were intact back in the 80s, back in the early 90s, you've got a fraction of those programs available to kids now. If you look at those neighborhoods, the way they were structured back then, that's all broken up. That's all broken up now. Everybody's so disengaged, don't talk to one another. And when somebody does see somebody talking to somebody else's kid, they generally come up to confront them. And they was just trying to keep your kid out of harm's way, and you want to check them. You want to check another parent. You want to check a teacher. But y'all don't check the AAU coach. Y'all don't check the Little League football coach. Y'all don't check the Little League basketball coach. Y'all let them talk to your kids like dogs. But if a teacher raises their voice to your kid, you ready to put your bonnet and house shoes on and take your ass up to the school and cuss the teacher out. Fuck out of here. I'm gone, y'all. Stay safe, even though we know it's not.
First, you know that it is manly to keep your word, right? If you are a man, you keep your word. And now all of the black people in this country are demanding, and even the black people in the whole world are demanding, is that you keep your word. You told us we were free. Well, then show us that we're free. You told us that there is justice, equality for all in this country. Well, then stick to your word and let us see the justice and equality for all. Or else admit to us that you're not a man. You're a word. You're afraid of us. You're afraid to give us equal stand. You're afraid that if you give us equal ground, that we will match you and we will override you.
Y'all want to see a dead body? Y'all want to see a dead body? Y'all want to see a dead body?